Okay, I brought you here today to help. I hope you will help me with this project. It's a huge, huge project, and it's only the very, very smallest portion of this project. Come here, Sandy. Alright, so welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books and talk about books. No special effects, no lighting, no theme music, none of that fancy schmancy stuff going on here. And a whole bunch of computer technical problems. But anyways, I wanted to show you. Alright, so, you see that big empty space up there? I've got to fit all these books. So, I am shifting. I got a whole bunch of Christine FEEHANs. I got a huge haul, and I got to make them fit. Come here. So, please check out my Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Fridays. Please check out my If Then videos on Friday. Oh, I gotta fix this. It's gonna drive me crazy. My If Then, I did vampires, I did witches, we started with the Bridgertons, I did Native American authors, no one has watched, I did Black authors, no one has watched. Please go and watch those. I spent so much time and effort gathering all those books for all the different genres, for all the different authors, and then no one watches. YouTube doesn't show it to anybody. We're doing the J.R. Ward Black Dagger Brotherhood. We are doing the James Patterson Alex Cross series and the Victoria Thompson Gaslight series. And I don't know what it is, but some of every couple of days you have to watch or even send me an email or whatever, or ask or put a comment in the comment section. I will tell you when the video will be up and if it's already up. But some of the Victoria Thompsons, my average view count for a video is about 10 views. So when the views only are 3, that's just us. So that means I know that no one else looked at it. There's millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people out there, and no one looked at my video. And if you do look, it's only a few seconds. But anyway, I have this project, and I decided to do the video when I do the project. So, where are my glasses? There is no special editing in this video. So, this is your Christine FEEHAN reading order or series list, however you want to call it. I hope you will watch. If you're interested in Christine FEEHAN and you want to know the reading order of the books, we're going to try and do that for you. And I've got a whole mess of them. What year? Okay. So, I've got a whole bunch of different things going on here, and let's see if I can pull it together. Yes, Annie. Come here. Alright, so, your first series that she started out with way back when was the Carpathians. And, reading these, and if I will do a reread of these events, I have to read all these that I gathered up. Well, I've read most of them. If you were reading these when they came out, and they're really good. Most of them have gotten 4 stars. And I'm sorry for my lighting, but it's just what it is. It was a good series, and it got mostly 4.5 stars for each book. Almost all of them were really good. If you read them now, after the Me Too movement, you may be thinking a little different in some of the books, especially the Carl De La Cruz brothers, and there's another one too. But there's a few of them where the women are like, no, 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 no. And the guy says the magic words and they lose their free will. So you can, we did a talk about this on Facebook a couple years ago. And everybody's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, yeah. But anyway, the Carpathians. We start the Carpathians in Carpathia, and Mikhail is a little depressed, and he's been talking to this lady in his mind, and he just thinks he's imagining the whole thing. And it turns out she's a real lady. So, Book 1, Dark Prince, Mikhail and Raven's book. Prince of the night, he came to her in the night, a predator's strength and power chiseled his features. The seduction was deep and elemental. He affected her soul, his need, his darkness, his terrible haunting loneliness. Her senses aroused, she craved the dangerous force of his body, burned for him, and he had only touched her with his mind. Lady of the light, she came to him at dawn, his bleakest hour, as the beast raged inside him, threatening to consume him. He vented his centuries-old despair in an anguished cry that filled the warning night, and she answered a ray of light, piercing his darkness, a beautiful angel. Her compassion, her courage, and her innocence awakened in him an exquisite longing and tenderness. He knew he must possess her, for only she came to his savage side and lift the dark shadows from his soul. Apart they were desolate, bereft, intertwined physically and spiritually. They could heal one another and experience an eternity of nights filled with love. I like the lady at the inn too. She goes and Raven stays at an inn for a couple of the chapters, and Mikhail is known to the community, and he's, my lord. Well, not my lord, the prince type situation. So that's book 1. Book 2 is his friend, or the doctor. I think he's the healer. I forget. One of these guys is the healer. No, Gregory's the healer. Okay, Gregory. And forgive me with these names, I will get 90% of them wrong in pronunciation. Book 2. They were the masters of the darkness, searching through eternity for a mistress of the light. The stranger silently summoned her from across the seas, whispering of eternal torment, of endless hunger, of dark, dangerous desires, and somehow American surgeon Shay O'Haran could feel his anguish, sense his haunting loneliness. Drawn to the far Carpathian mountain, she found a ravaged, raging man. Being like no other, she trembled for his burning eyes. She recognized the beloved stranger who had already become part of her. But was she to be his healer or his prey? Dear reader, I drafted the first chapter of Dark Desire over and over from every point of view imaginable. But no matter how I tried to tell the story, Jax was not a sympathetic hero. Then all of a sudden it came to me. Suddenly I knew I had to describe what happened to Jax so readers would feel what he felt. Live his agony, feel the slow deprivation of all sustenance, of all hope, until there was only a will honed in torment. Once I felt what he did, I could see him so vividly buried alive with no hope left. I knew I was on the right track. I dreamed of Jax day and night. He was a character who gripped me and wouldn't let go. Book 3, Dark Gold. Alexandra Houston would sacrifice anything, even her life, to protect her orphaned little brother. But when encountered unspeakable evil in the swirling San Francisco mist, Alex could only cry to the heaven for their deliverance. Her little brother is quite brave in this. Quite brave. He's a real hero in some of this stuff. This was one of the ones I was rooting that Aiden would get the bad guy, because the bad guy's a really bad guy, bad guy. And out of the darkness swooped Aiden Savage, a golden being more powerful, more mysterious than any other creature of the night. The ageless Carpathian males snatched from them a hideous fate, but Aiden a miracle or a monster. Alex' salvation or her sin, if she surrendered to Aiden's savage earthly seduction, gave him the color, the light, the family he craved. Would Alex truly save her brother? Then we have a little conflict in here because Mikhail and Gregory have a thing, and he can't believe that this between the first book and this book, like 20 years have occurred. Then the next few are not so many. But this book is their kid, Mikhail's kid, and Raven's kid. And she's up with Grigori. And I believe he's the healer of the race. Young Savannah Dubrinsky was a mistress of illusion, a world-famous musician capable of mesmerizing millions. But there was one, Grigori, the Dark One, who held her in terrifying thrall, whose cold silver eyes and heated sensuality sent shivers of danger, of desire down her slender spine. With dark magic all his own, Grigori, the implacable hunter, the legendary healer, the most powerful of the Carpathian males, whispered in Savannah's mind that he was her destiny, that she had been born to save his immortal soul. Now here in New Orleans, the hour had finally come to claim her. Dark Challenge. Julian Savage was golden, powerful, but tormented. For the brooding hunter walked alone, always alone, far from his Carpathian kind, alien to even his twin. Like his name, his existence was savage until he met the woman he was sworn to protect. When Julian heard Desiree sing, rainbows swamped his starving senses. Emotions bombarded his heart, hardened, and a dark hunter possessor flooded his loins, blinding him to the danger stalking him. And even as Desiree inflamed him, she dared to defy him with mysterious, unparalleled feminine powers. And she's also got a group of people around her that also get books. She's part of a group. Desiree or Desire, however you want to say it. Um, hmm. Dark Fire. Book 6. Darius and Tempest. So Darius warned her when she accepted a position with his traveling troupe, and gazing mesmerized at the merciless slash of his mouth, the implacable resolve on his face, the soulless emptiness of his black eyes, Tempest was afraid to ask what it was. Isn't she the mechanic? I think she's the mechanic. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Um, she always had been different apart from the others from the moment his arms closed around her, enveloping her in a sorcerer's spell. Darius seemed to understand her unique gifts, but did his kiss offer the love and belonging she sought, or more danger? Book 7, if I could figure out. I think, yep, this is book 7. Uh, it's Dark Dream. She's known him since she was 15. Every night he is with her, his face, his voice. Tonight, Sarah Martin will meet the man who is angel and demon, salvation and temptation. Falcon, the Carpathian, the banished hero. Tonight, Sarah will meet the dark-eyed destroyer to be her mate. Uh, See. Book 7. It's Dark Dream. And it's Falcon and Sarah Martin. So that's book 7. The back, there's really no synopsis of any of them. After the Twilight. It doesn't, there's no real synopsis, but that's book 7. Dark Dream. That's book 7. Here, back to this. Book 8. Dark Legend. Gabriel and Francesca. He woke within the ground, and the first sensation he felt was hunger, an overwhelming hunger for blood that demanded satisfaction. But as he hunted the dark streets of Paris for prey, a voice called to him, soothing, calming, and giving him the strength to control his cravings. Francesca Del Ponce was a healer, a woman who radiated goodness as powerful as the sun did light. But surely his obsession with her would turn him as twin brother had turned, leaving the world with 2 monsters instead of one. Though he knew she would be like hot silk in his arm, although he knew the taste of her would be addictive, he feared for her life and his soul if he took her. Oh, the magic words. I offer freely without reservation. I offer my life for yours as is my right. And with a glimpse of her long forgotten feelings, he glimpsed salvation. I remember this one. This was one of the ones I really liked. This was one of the ones I liked. But the 2 brothers, and she was hidden in tunnels. Something about tunnels in Paris and stuff like that. That's what I remember. So book 9, The Dark Guardian. He was the dark guardian of his people, so how, after centuries of bleak soullessness, he had Lucian suddenly come to crave petite, curvy, careful Lady Cop Jackson, who foolishly made it her life's work to protect others from him. Fierce, darling Jax would sacrifice anything to shield others, particularly since a deadly menace dogged her every footstep. Oh, these are connected. I remember that. They're connected. No, that one. And then Dark Sympathy. He was Carpathian, a species as old as time. He could shapeshift and soar high, run with the wolves, yet without light to his darkness, he could so easily give in to the whispers of temptation, the call for power, and turn wholly evil to become undead, as many of his kind had chosen to do. He had traveled the world hunting the vampires, seeking to maintain a balance of life in a world of bleak loneliness, and he had heard the music. Blinded and scarred in a terrible accident, Antonia Scarletti made music that thrilled the world with its beauty and passion. Descended from a long line of psychics, Antonia had learned to rely on her other senses to see the world around her, but nothing could have repaired her for Brian. He came to her drawn by music, and became her secret obsession. And I will note that you should read this one too, in conjunction. It's the Scarletti Curse. Strange twisted carvings and hideous gargoyles adorn the plaza of the great Scarletti family. It's no Coletta and Don. So that's part of this. It's a standalone, but you can read it with the others, because if you want to know the background of the family, it's in this one. Dark Melody. I should get a little close. Lead guitarist of the Dark Troubadours, Dayan was renowned for his mesmerizing performances. His melodies stilled crowds, beckoned, seduced, and tempted. As always, he called to her, his lover, his life mate. He called to her to complete him, to give him the emotions that faded from his existence, leaving him an empty shell of growing darkness. Corinne Wentworth stood at the vortex of a gathering storm, pursued by the same fanatics who murdered her husband. She's risking her life by keeping more than one secret. Fragile, delicate, vulnerable, she had an indomitable faith that made her fiery surrender to Dylan all the more. And Dark Justine, Nicole and Justine. Her childhood had been a nightmare of violence and pain until she heard his voice, calling out to her, golden and seductive, the voice of the angel. He'd shown her how to survive, taught her how to use unique gifts, trained her in the ancient art of hunting the vampire. Yet he could not bend her to his will. He could not summon her to him, no matter how great his power. And it's a Dela Cruz brother, let's put it this way, and Juliet. In a jungle, the beautiful activist liberates animals from secret laboratories and stumbles across an unexpected prisoner. She releases the Carpathian from his bonds, only to unleash his ferocious appetite on herself. Dark Secret, Book 15. Rafael de la Cruz and Colby, the brothers. Rafael de la Cruz has spent centuries hunting vampires with his brothers, and with each passing year his capacity to feel emotions has grown weaker and weaker. That's something of a thing with them. If they don't get love within a certain point, they turn into this other vampire type situation. And until there's finally even a memory left, until only a sheer willpower keeps him from turning into the very abomination he hunts. But it'll take more than will to keep him away from the woman who is meant to be his and his alone. For 5 years, rancher Colby Jensen has been the sole protector of her younger half-siblings, and with fierce determination and work, she's kept her family together and the ranch operational. Now the De La Cruz brothers are threatening that stability. They claim that her siblings belong with their father's family, not her. Colby vows to fight them, especially the cold and arrogant Raphael. But Raphael is more than her family. He wants Colby. He will not anything stand between him and her. And that starts up, I think there's a whole bunch of books with those families. Let's see now. Okay. The size of this one always drove me bonkers. Because most of the series you're dealing with the mass markets. And then they come out with this one. And now you can't stack them. Because it's going to stick out. It's going to forever stick out. So, let's see. Dark Demon, Book 16. Verkov and Natalia. For as long as she can remember, Natalia had been fighting demons, first in form of childhood nightmares, then later immortal creatures that kill and prey on the innocent, including her own twin brother. Whether Carpathian or vampire, she slays those who murder by night and has no equal until she is seduced by the very thing she considers her enemy. A Carpathian who's seen nearly everything in his endless existence, Verkov doesn't think he can be surprised anymore until he faces a woman who rivals him as a vampire hunter. A formidable and gifted warrior in her own right, Natalia has a nature that is strangely familiar yet alien to his own. See what happens. And then we have Christmas. This was one of my favorite books. Because it pulled all the characters together and they celebrated. You got to catch up. I'm a series person. I like series. And I like to have the character progression from book to book to book. With her erotically charged Carpathian tales, Christian FEEHAN has enthralled a legion of fans captivated by a strangely seductive world and the unforgettable characters, both human and not, who inhabit it. After centuries as the Prince of Carpathian, Mikhail fears he can't protect for long from their greatest threat, the extinction of their species, a fate that has become the wicked prayer of his enemies. To ensure it, they devise a scheme to slaughter Carpathian females. But even with his own life mate Raven and their daughter Savannah, are vulnerable to the encroaching evil, Mikhail's hope is not lost. In the desperate season, Carpathians from around the world are gathering to join their strength, their souls, and their powers to bring light to darkness, but too soon are their adventures uniting hunters, vampires, demons, and betrayers, bringing untold dangers into the folds. And it's Christmas time, and they all gather for Christmas. Um, Dark Possession, Book 18. Dela Cruz, another Dela Cruz and Mary. I think this is the one that bothered me the most. Mulatto Dela Cruz knew he was dangerously close to turning into a vampire. The last thing he expected after being called back to the Carpathian homeland by Prince Mikhail was to catch the scent of his destined lifemate in Marianne. Marianne is human, but she knows all too well the Carpathian aggressive instincts of Carpathian males, and they're not exactly the kind of men she'd prefer to be bound to. A dedicated counsel for battered women, Marianne has a fulfilling life with no room for someone like Mulatto, born and bred in the Carpathian, a law unto himself. But when Marianne agrees to go to South America to offer guidance to brutalized young women, she's oblivious of the trap that awaits her in the sheltering thick of the jungle. Yeah, and he whispers, he does the shadow thing. He appeals to her, but not so she can see him, and he says the magic words and the end of it. Oh, and we also have, for the first time, if I can find it, and we also have the first subscription. Dark Possession got 4.5 stars. Mystery is a key component of his new Carpathian adventure by the awe-inspiring FEEHAN. The hero and heroine are handicapped by their deception, adding to the urgency of the situation. Possession and obsession duel for supremacy as this story sizzles from the beginning to the end. While saving a pregnant Carpathian female, Mulatto Dela Cruz is stabbed and poisoned nearly to death. Hoping to save him, Munato's family returns to South America. Accompanying them is Marianne Delaney, a human and friend counselor who has agreed to help a brutalized young woman. What no one realizes is that there's something different about Marianne. Why Mulatto is trapped between more walls with a foot in reality and another in gray-strewn world filled with dead vampires. Marianne to the rescue. Dark Hearse. See. I finally caught the child. No camera, mommy, no camera. Say hi. Say hi. That's my girl. That's my girl. She's a good girl. Go on. You need to get back to the books. Dark Curse. Almost. Almost. There we go. Dark Curse. Book 19. 4.5 stars. As fans of this remarkable series well know, times are both dangerous and treacherous in the Carpathian world. Each new book adds another layer to the overarching plot, while focusing intensely on an individual love story. Carpathian Nicholas Dela Cruz has returned to his homeland to deliver bad news to his prince. He's also decided to end his long existence until he literally runs into feisty Lara Claradine. Lara has combined the bloodlines of a dragon seeker, mage, and human, spending her childhood subject to tormentous experiments conducted by her evil grandfather Xavier. Lara has returned to find the truth. Independent Lara and controlling Nicholas are on a collision course as their natures collide. But passion must take a back seat because times are dire. An insidious plot launched by Xavier is beginning to wreak terrible consequences. Dark Slayer. A little low. Um, September. Book 20. 4.5 stars. Feared and derided through much of the series, Dragon Seeker Razan is about to have the truth about him revealed, and this shattering novel, the incomparable FEEHAN, tells the story of two protagonists who have suffered unimaginable horrors. The power of FEEHAN's life made accept is powerfully explored in the pages of this mesmerizing novel. Killed by vampires in the league with hellish mage Xavier Carpathian, Ivy Malvo survived only to learn that her beloved brothers had become vampires. After centuries of torturing healing, Ivy now hunts vampires with the only aid of her wolf pack. Imprisoned, his actions controlled by his grandfather Xavier, Raisin has fought a losing battle for centuries. Now close to death, he only wants to die. But when Ivy discovers his wounded man, she is stunned, for although he linked to her mortal enemy, he is also her life mate. Uh-oh. Book 21, Dark Pearl. Number 4.5 stars. Award-winning FEEHAN is known for her uber alpha heroes, and Dominic of the Dragon Seeker certainly measures up. The love affair between this protagonist is warm and infused with tenderness. Dominic has decided to end his ancient life in a blaze of glory. He deliberately ingests the parasites that can control the vampire rogues so that he can infiltrate and then destroy the vampires in South America. For the same time, Dominic has accepted his sanity thanks to vivid dreams of a jaguar warrior woman. The burgeoning relationship has been a delight, but he always assumed he invented her. Solange, too, has vivid dreams that have sustained her as she battles her evil father. The sudden discovery that her dream lover is real is a shock. Oh, I wanted to mention, if you've watched some of my Flashback Mondays, there was a big article about the fact that publishers only have 3 seconds to catch your attention in bookstores you walk down the aisle. So would that catch your attention, young ladies and men? See a hot hunk on a book? You never see a half-naked woman. No, you only see a half-naked man. I'm just saying. Book 22. Don't you hate the cards? Ah, Dark Predator. 4.5 stars. As part of a challenge from her online base, mega talented FEEHAN agreed to try and make sure that the identity of her newest heroine remains cloaked in mystery until the book is officially released. To honor that challenge, my review is usually cryptic. Fans have been waiting a long time for Zacharias de la Cruz story, and it's well worth the wait. With a hero who is more predator than man, FEEHAN gives her readers a ringside seat for the fireworks. What does the caption say? As brutal as the undead, he haunted Zacharias de la Cruz as a master executioner. Over the long dark centuries, he plunged into many battles that blurred into an endless lifetime of evil that hardened the soul of his merciless, ruthless, and impeccable dark predator. Now his dark and savage journey is over. After thousands of years in a gray world, he has accomplished everything he set out to do. His brothers are safe, each has found a woman who completes him, and they are at peace. But now it's his turn. Dark Storm. Book 23. Buried alive for hundreds of years in a volcano in South America, Dax worries that he has become the abomination that every Carpathian male fears, a victim of the insidious evil that crept relentlessly into his mind and body over the centuries. But Dax isn't the only one emerging from the darkness. His name is Maitro, and he once stood by the side of the prince of the Carpathian people. Now he's the epitome of malevolence and a perpetrator of one of the most shocking killing species known to man. No one escaped his bloodshed, including his life mate, Arabella. Hmm. Let's see what the review has to say real quick. 4.5 stars. The Carpathian world just got richer with the introduction of an intrepid new hero, and Riley's journey into the world of the supernatural is sudden and horrific. But her inner strength helps her adapt. It's wonderful that Gary and Jabal is also wonderful return as significant players. Great battles, terrifying evil, and passion abound in the terrifying tale. Riley Parker makes a pilgrimage with her mother to a volcano, intent on performing an ancient ritual handed down from mother to daughter. If they don't, a hideous evil will be released. Deep inside the volcano, two beings have been trapped for centuries. Mitro, and Dax. Ah, so that's where that came in. I was wondering what was going on there. Um, Dark like Han. Um, Dark like Han. See if I can do this. Okay, Dark Like Han. 4.5 stars. The latest chapter of FEEHAN's long-running and exceptional series returns to Carpathian Mountains as a bonus. Features a huge number of protagonists from earlier novels. Since their introduction, Draga Caesar's Tatiana and her sisters Besana have been fascinating question marks waiting to be explored. Tatiana, as it turns out, strong, resilient, and gutsy, a perfect match for unusual life mates. While tracking a dangerous rogue wolf pack by Sanjay Rao, Ferris Dalka returns to her Carpathian home. However, Fen is masquerading as a Lycan, hiding his heritage to avoid a death sentence from the moment they meet. Fen and Tatiana know they are destined to be life mates, but under circumstances neither is in a rush to cement the bonds. Nonetheless, they remain a team willing to do everything in their power to stop a terrible threat against their people. And Dark Wolf. Um, Dark Wolf. 4.5 stars. For years, avid FEEHAN fans have patiently waiting for Skylar and Dimitri's story to unfold. First introduced years ago as an extraordinary child, Skylar is finally an adult and ready to take charge of her life. The interplay of destiny and free will has been a major theme in this long-running series, but strong-willed Skylar is up to the challenge. Since being rescued as a child, Skylar Jamasinovikov has known that Dmitry Timol is her destined life mate, but as she matured, the usual bonds has grown only stronger. So when Dmitry is taken hostage by the Lycans and tortured, Skylar knows it's up to her to rescue him. If Dmitry's people, the Carpathians, mount a rescue, it will cause a war. But a young human woman could carry off a covert rescue. Let's see what happens. Female power. Dark blood. Uh, 4.5 stars. Christine FEEHAN's incredible series has progressed. She gifted readers with so many heroines who are resilient and powerful. For these women, using their gifts and testing their limits ensure that they are front lines of change and danger in the Carpathian world. The pairing of Lycan Zev Hunter with Brasilia Dragon Seeker clan makes it everyone by surprise, except Brasilia, who refuses to let him die. When Lycan warrior Zev Hunter is severely wounded during a critical battle, only the extraordinary measures taken by half-mage, half-Carpathian Bazella anchor him to life. Despite the differences between them, Bazella knows they are destined life mates. As Zev awakens from his rebirth, he realizes his life is forever entwined with Branzilla's. They also expand to expect there is something in Zev's background that makes him different. We'll see. Um, Let me look. 27. Edge of Darkness. It's dark crime. Blaze knows who killed her father. She has merciless plans for payback until she hears from a seductive stranger who pleads with her to wait. Retribution is in his blood too. Now he and Blaze will be united in the blood of the guilty. Tonight, vengeance is theirs. Which Dark Ghost. The last one that there's a review for. Well, for this series anyway, I think. Ah, 4 stars. The collision between this domineering nature of a centuries-old Carpathian and the independence of modern woman inevitably leads to the spark of the sensual kind. In this 27th book in FEEHAN's extraordinary series and long-running series, she returns to crafting a human heroine who is unaware of the existence of supernatural creatures. Tegan Jones' healing talent and affinity for crystals could be a game changer if she advised her introduction in the Carpathian world. Tegan Jones comes to Carpathian Mountains hunting for peculiar crystals she hopes can help restore her beloved grandmother's mental health. Tegan's friend Ahmed volunteered to guide her, but shortly after they encountered the mountains, he attacked her. Tegan escaped and fled into the mountains, where she discovers a severely injured man. Carpathian Andre Budgie fought Master Vampire Kostin Posko and his minions, but was almost killed in the process. To be found by his life mate is a miracle. See what happens. Dark Promises. Alex and Gabriella and Fane and Trixie's. Gabriella Sanders has enough of battles of wars of seeing the man she engaged to nearly lose his life when it isn't even his fight. All she wants is to be away from the Carpathian Mountains, far away from vampires and the shadow cast by the crumbling monastery that hides so many terrible secrets. Trixie Jonas has come to the Carpathian Mountains in search of her wayward granddaughter, fearing that she has lured there by something unspeakable. Instead, Trixie has stumbled on the porch of a desperate woman on the run, and they're all fated for the lair of mysterious ancient with revenge on his soul and undying power to make bad dreams come true. Dark Carousel. The moment Charlotte Vintage walks into his club, Tariq Asgard blood is set on fire. The ancient Carpathian has given up hope of finding his life mate, but now he will do anything to make Charlotte his own. What Tariq doesn't know is that Charlotte is using herself and her best friend as bait to try and draw out the bloodthirsty killers who may have already murdered Charlotte's brother and mentor. Dark Legacy. In a beautiful compound hidden away from the world, Emmeline Sanchez tries to blunt the pain that has racked her body ever since terrifying ordeal in the labyrinth beneath the city, when she was forced to exchange blood with an evil master vampire. Now it's his voice that haunts her, that calls her into the dark, that never lets her rest, and while the children that she helped free from his clutches struggle to heal. Watched over by their Carpathian protectors, Emily knows one thing. She must sacrifice herself to keep them all from harm. Dark Sentinel 32. Ah. After the devastating loss of her entire family, Lauren Peters heads to the woods searching for the peace of mind and anything to quell the anger in her soul. If you want to see her identity, check out Dirty 30, my New Year's Eve video. Okay. And Andor Cantoni's existence has been a harsh one. Living for centuries as a monk in the Carpathian Mountains, unable to find his life mate, he almost welcomes his release from a colorless and unfeeling world at the hands of the vampire hunters who've mistaken him for prey. That is, until a whirling ball of fury bursts onto the scene, determined to save him. In one glimpse, in one breath, Andor recognizes Lorraine as his life mate, but it will take more than their telepathic communication to convince her of their immortal bond. Lorraine is a lethal combination of cunning and courage, so much so that she captures the attention of a master vampire, one who was already lost but once was irreplaceable to him. Dark Illusion. Any other time, Julia Brennan would find solace in the quest of the Sierra Mountains, but now the mage is in the race of her life. Having broken free from her controlling family, Julia's attempt to warn the Carpathians of the coming threat has failed and put a target on her back. After centuries locked away in a monastery in the Carpathian Mountains, Isa Flora can't believe he's finally found his life mate and the missing half of his soul. The second he sees Julia, his world blazes with color. But despite their explorative connection, Julia rebels against what she sees as Isa's intent to control her. Dark Song. Book 34. Stolen from her home at a young age and tormented for centuries, Isabella Chigosi's scarred to show herself to anyone. Even though she's been rescued and is now safe within the Carpathian compound, she lived in fear for so long that she has no idea how to survive without it. She wants to answer the siren call of a life mate, but the very thought terrifies her. Before he found Elizabeth, FEEHAN was an ancient warrior without emotion. Now that his senses have come alive, he knows it will take more than kind words and soft touches to convince the fractured woman that they are partners. Dark Tarot. Sandhu Bernardi continues to exist only to protect his people. An ancient Carpathian, his entire long life has been dedicated to honor above all else. He knows his time has passed, especially since he has not been able to find his life mate. The anchor to keep him sane in a world no longer understands. But just as Truly starts to give up hope, a voice reaches out to him and color returns. Aladasa enters Sandhu's mind seamlessly as if she has been a part of him forever. While she can see the shape of things to come in the deck of tarot cards, her gift is both a blessing and a curse. Dark Whisper. Book 36. Valicy Stilla, whatever, is a lichen of royal blood. She knows what is expected of her, but all she wants to be out from under her family watchful eyes. There is a fire inside her that is building, relentless, coupled with a sense of growing dread. Every day she feels the weight of the legacy passed down through generations. The prophecy that says a man will come to claim her as his mate, that she will guard his soul. And the final one, Dark Memory. Safiya Mazin has trained since birth to protect her tribe, the family she holds so dear. All along she told herself that legend she was raised with is simply that. But now she must call upon all of her skills to fight what lies ahead. Evil has come to their small town on the coast of Algiers, evil that Safiya can feel but no can see. She is terrified that she will not be able to protect the one she loved. As her family's chosen one, she has always believed she would face this task alone. Petru Sioban is one of the oldest Carpathians in existence, and he has spent all that time without soothing presence of a lifeline. For 2,000 years he has waited for the woman to be reborn, only to find her in the sights of a monster he fought long before. Well, that ends the Carpathians. All those books. Did you find something to read? Do you think you'll read the series? Are you a fan of the series? Well, it's not the end there, dearies. We've got to go through a couple more. We got the SEAHAVENs, the games, the Ghostwalkers. Let's get to it. Okay. Elite group of soldiers who have undergone genetic enhancements to develop psychic abilities led by Peter Whitney and Lily. And there's some issues there. He proves to be a pretty evil guy. Oh, look, here comes a co-host. Hello, co-host. How's it doing there, co-host? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Ah, my old and faithful co-host. I haven't seen him in a while. Can we do this? The experiment is the brainchild of renowned scientist Peter Whitney and his brilliant daughter Lily, created to enhance the psychic abilities of an entire squadron. It can transform their natural mental powers into unique military weapon. But something has gone wrong. In the isolated underground labs, the men have been dying, victims of bizarre accidents. Captain Ryland Miller knows he is next. When Dr. Whitney himself is murdered, Ryland has only one person to trust, the beautiful Lily. Possessed of an uncanny sixth sense herself, Lily shares Ryland's every new fear, every betrayal, every growing suspicion, and every passionate beat of the heart. Book 1. Book 2, Mind Game. Possessed of extraordinary technology, Dahlia LeBlanc has spent her entire life isolated from other people, and just when she thinks she's finally achieved some semblance of peace, her well-balanced, orchestrated world comes crashing down. For a reason she cannot guess, she has become the target of deadly assassins. Suddenly no place is safe, not in the secret refuge she's established long ago. Now she must rely on Nicholas Trevane, a dangerous warrior sent to track her down and protect her. Together they generate a scorching heat Dahlia has never imagined possible. Again with the larger size mass market. Night Game. Gator Fontanen of Special Forces Paranormal Squad can't refuse an urgent request to save the elusive Iris Flame Johnson, a victim of the same horrific experiments that wrapped Gator. Now unleashed, she's a red-haired weapon of imaginable destructional powers, a walking time bomb bent on revenge in the sultry bayous of New Orleans and hunted by shadowy assassins. It's Gator's job to reel Flame in. Conspiracy Game. Jack Norton is a ghost warrior, genetically enhanced sniper with merciless sense of justice, a phantom welcomed by the nominee of the night, but a mission to rescue his brother in the jungle left him vulnerable to rebel forces. His only salvation is his power of telepathy. Then he meets Brianna, an unusual beauty on a mission of her own, but they share more than the sweltering heat. Deadly Game. It begins as a mission to protect a politician from an assassination attempt, but the threat takes an unexpected turn when Mary, a mysteriously ghost walker, is taken hostage. At the same time, Ken Norton, expert assassin and himself a ghost warrior, is on a mission of his own, one that reaches into Mary's past. No stranger in the ways of violent fare, Mary must join forces with Ken and trust his every move. Predatory Game. We have reached review status. Let's see if I can find it now. 4.5 stars. In her latest Ghostwalker novel, FEEHAN explores what happens when a friendship is put to the test. The character development is poignant and top-notch, what makes the stakes for survival all the higher. Since escaping Dr. Whitney's terrifying lab, female ghostwalker Saber Winter has been on the run. It is fate or manipulation that brings her to Wyoming to work at the radio station owned by Jess Calhoun. After losing the use of his legs during a special op gone bad, Jess has continued his highly classified goat worker work. He builds a friendship with Saber that turns into deep attraction. Both can shield their abilities so well that neither realizes the other is a ghost walker. Um, Murder Game, Book 8. 4.5 stars. Although the passionate romantic bond between protagonists is front and center, brutally chilling murders from the core of this Ghost Walker tale, brisk pacing, and many familiar faces instantly invest readers in this high-stakes venue. Tansy Meadows' psychic gifts have kept her isolated. They also made her a brilliant tracker of serial killers. Ghost Walker Caden Montague is on assignment to find Tansy and use her skills to see if a certain killer is in fact a Ghost Walker. Ah. Street Game. 4 stars. The power as well as the complications of a close-knit group from the core of FEEHAN's latest adrenaline-producing ghost worker novel. Second chances are rare, and the two former lovers face each other. They also face a betrayal on an enormous scale. Mac McKinley's ghost worker team is made up of his fellow former street kids who have become his family. Their expertise in urban warfare, and they are the best at it. But one of those members, Jamie, is abruptly left 2 years ago, shattering Mac's heart. Now a new mission leads them right to Jamie and new danger. Ah, Ruthless Game. And January. On the heels of last year's street game, FEEHAN brings back Mac McKinley's ghost worker team for another round of treachery and peril. Interesting, there is no serious conflict between the hero and heroine, but rather this is the story of their struggle to protect their unborn child. Upon escaping Dr. Whitney's lab, Rose Patterson went on the run to protect her unborn child. While she and Kanan were both under Whitney's control, they were genetically paired and forced to reproduce. Now a hostage rescue operation in Mexico with Ghost Walker team Kane senses that Rose is also in the compound. During the battle, Kane and Rose are separated from the team and must make their own way to safety. Check it out. Um, Samurai is the only one I don't. I could swear it's here someplace, but I don't see it. It's here. I know it's here. I just can't find it. Um, it's gotta. Oh well. Sorry. I thought. I could have sworn this book is here. I'm so embarrassed. It's here somewheres. FEEHAN's thrilling Ghost Walker series takes an exotic turn on a mysterious new female Ghost Walker surfaces. After years of torture, Azuri Yuri has tossed away by Dr. Whitney when she was 8. Found and raised in the way of the samurai by Mori Shifi, Azumi both treacherous and beautiful, extremely deadly. Since being rescued and raised by her adopted father, Azumi's mission has been the destruction of Dr. Whitney and those who support him. Azumi and her brothers uncover Whitney's latest plot to sacrifice a ghost walker in order to get a component for a new weapon. Sam Knight Johnson is the proposed sacrifice. Azumi doesn't know if she can trust the ghost walker, but she feels an instant, potent connection to him, to Sam. I don't know why. There's no picture, sorry. It might have been in the last one. That's what they usually did. Viper. Uh, I had these in order 5 minutes ago. Just a second. Viper. Book 11. Viper. Superstar Fans takes her long-running Ghost Walker series and introduces a new cast of highly intriguing characters who are sure to be stars of their own books very soon. Leave it to Fantastic FEEHAN to serve as fantastic sinister talent during treachery. Wyatt Fontaine returns to his nanny's home by to discover something is very wrong. Thankfully, Wyatt is brought his ghost walker buddies Macaulay and Ezekiel fortunes with him. Something odd is happening at a plastic plant that has been turned into a fortress. There are armaments to keep something out or keep something in. Wyatt and his friends encounter a desperate young woman called Pepper and the dangerous child that she protects. See what's up with that. It's the one I don't have. Spider. And it's the last one with a review. Uh, and half stars. FEEHAN's 12th Ghost Hunter novel features the genuinely fascinating heroine Cayenne Ghost Worker Trap has met his match, but convincing her will be no easy task. The soothing sensuality between these two light up the page, but FEEHAN again proves why she's one of the best storytellers around. After having released Cayenne from her lab prison and watching her disappear into the swamp, Trap discovers that she is his parent mate. Trap knows cayenne is dangerous since her venomous bite can kill. But that won't stop him. Locked up her entire life, cayenne doesn't know how to have relationships. She does feel pulled to trap. See what happens there. Okay. Um, security force were taken hostage by radical terrorists in Indonesia. Captain Ezekiel Fortress is called to lead the rescue team. But part of a classified government experiment, Ezekiel is a super soldier with enhanced abilities. He can see better and run faster than an enemy, disappear when necessary, and handle any terrain. There are those in the world who are willing to do anything for power like that. Formidable spy, genetically engineered to hide in plain sight, Bellisa willing to meet a man who doesn't want to control her or kill her. Zeke is different. His gaze, his touch, they make you feel things inside of her. Uh, covert, covert game. Rescuing individual spy in the hands of a criminal mastermind is a suicide mission for the Ghostwalkers. And there's no one up to the test in Gino Massey. He's the perfect killing machine. A man driven by demons so dark and destructive that his blighted soul has given up trying to find solace. A treacherous senator dangled top secret Ghostwalker data in front of Chinese crime lord and he bit. Sarah Hightower, one of the world's leading experts in artificial intelligence, was sent in to physically wipe the crime lord's computer network. Ooh. Toxic. On a rescue mission in Indonesia jungle, the Drayden Freeman and Ghostwalker team must extract the wounded while avoiding a terrible virus. When Drayden gets infected, he forces his team to leave from behind, intending to find the terrorists who unleash the pathogen. Charlotte Carson's mission is to track down the virus and remain unseen. When Drayden is shot, she steps in to save his life and exposed to the virus. Ah, lethal. When Malachi fortunes attacks a problem, he does it full force. A habit that earns the ghost for painful injury and forced vacation in San Diego, California, with nothing but physical therapy on the horizon until he meets Amaryllis. Amaryllis is a kind and warm and sees beyond Malachi's rough exterior. He can tell there's something hiding. Her innate healing abilities indicate that she might be a ghost walker. Uh, lightning. Chris goes to the Reuben campus rough, bringing a of strong steadfast and wary of outsiders. When he returns to his family's homestead in the Appalachian Mountains, he can sense the strangers taking up his in cabin. A woman just happens to be Ghost Walker Jock Leak is clearly a fighter. See what happens there. And I don't think um Phantom. Phantom is the next one. Um they do have Ghost. And this is the final, this is book 19. Gideon Eagle Carpenter is used to rolling with the punches life has thrown him. It's the only thing that has kept him alive. His team of Ghostwalkers have seen and experienced it all. He does his best to live with the sins written on his soul. Laurie Rowley Chapel has always been a nomad. She's accustomed to taking care of herself despite the physical challenges she lives with. She thinks she's too weak to find real life, but that doesn't stop her interest in Gideon. So that was the Ghostwalkers. Let's write this down. Waterbound. We're on the Seahaven Sisters. 4.5 stars. The always brilliant FEEHAN launches an offshoot series from her recently completed Drake Sister saga. I guess I should have done that one first. Elements of nature will be a key focus, along with an exciting combination of mystery, danger, and magic. And Vicky Seymour, FEEHAN has created an inspiring heroine who faces the challenges of autism. Her hero, Leland Prakavi, has his own immense baggage, so the collision of their lives provides readers with an action-packed and romantic awesome always. While driving for sea urchins, Ricky is hit by a rogue wave and discovered a man deep in the swirling currents. Ricky rescues a man who has large gaps in his memory. The one thing Levi knows is that he must not be discovered alive. Ricky takes Levi to the property she shares with her 5 sisters of the heart. All her life, Ricky has had an infinity of water and fierce fire. For devastation has left a tragic imprint upon her life. Both are struck by memories of the past. Can they find their way to triumph? Come here. Wow, I already read the part. Alright, so that's the end of Waterbound. Alright, the next one is Spirit Bound, Book 2. 4.5 stars. The mystical and known as SEAHAVEN again plays host to a spellbinding tale of intrigue and passion. This book of the SEAHAVEN series sets another of the dangerous and unbetter pregnancy brothers on a collision course with one of SEAHAVEN's sisters of the heart. Intense emotion, element of magic, and the bonds of all add up to another fabulous offering. Stefan's assignment is to find where the criminal mastermind Jean-Claude has hidden a chip holding Russian government secrets. Stefan has been ordered to SEAHAVEN to insert himself into the life of artist Judith Tennyson, who is the focus of Jean-Claude's unrelenting obsession. Judith blames herself for her brother's torture and murder at the hands of Jean-Claude. When her brother tried to rescue her, hidden away from her sisters who all possess elemental magic, Judith tries to heat her soul. Stefan suspects his assignment is an attempt to eliminate him. Two, Airbound. This one I do not have. I do have, but I can't find it. Airbound. The patented blend of romance, high-octane danger, and paranormal that make a FEEHAN book is on full display in Airbound. The third in the SEAHAVEN series follows kidnapped Airbound to Ireland as she struggles to survive. Of course, the SEAHAVEN novel wouldn't be complete without extra sexy and dangerous risky brother thrown into the mix. Adriana's gift to Inuit patterns in the air ground led her to work at a government secret project when she was a child. But the murder of her mother destroyed everything, and Ariana flooded the program. Now living with her sisters of the heart at SEAHAVEN, Ariana is horrified to realize she's been targeted once again. Kidnapped and taken aboard a ship owned by the evil billionaire Evan Shackley-Gastos, Ariana knows she's in the fight for her life, or is it the fight for her heart? Shall we find out? Earthbound. 4.5 stars. Escaping the past to build a new future is the overarching theme of FEEHAN's wonderful SEAHAVEN series. The Pradansky's brothers' dangerous and tormentorous life experiences have kept them generally alone and the shadows of Gabriel. After learning about the hit list that he and all his brothers are on, Secrets of Gabriel comes to SEAHAVEN to deliver a warning. In a fortuitous assist, Gabriel arrives just in time to help Lexi fight off men to kidnap her. Aww. Hero to the rescue. Another one I can't find, and I don't think there's a picture of it. Oh, Yes, sir. Firebound. Four and a half stars. FEEHAN's revenge is the hard-edged force behind this amazing FEEHAN's latest SEAHAVEN novel. Lisa Spinner has kept her true past and revenge and mission secret, even from her sisters of the heart. The betrayal and murder of her family sent a young woman calling herself Lisa Spinner away from her home in Italy to the world at large. Giovanna Abishini died along with the rest of the family. The only one together to survive was Uncle Luigi. Together, Lisa and Luigi have carefully planned their revenge against the Parcel family. Now, SEAHAVEN family member Gabriel Kavinsky knows the truth, and he has sent his secret assassin brother Casimir to be Lisa's guard. Lisa is furious at Casimir's arrival, but when events don't go as planned and new secrets are exposed, she's glad to have a matter back. Aww. And the final one, here it is. The final one, bound together. For 5 years, Victor has put his life on hold in order to take down the world's most feared motorcycle club from the inside. Carrying out the club's insane violence and seeing the club's exploration of innocence has brought his dramatic quest rolling back. There's only one cure. He sees the wife he left behind, Blythe Daniels. Though she'd never see Victor again, the murdered stepfather, she rebuilt her life without him. But Victor comes to see heaven, he'll make Blythe question everything she's ever thought of. Interesting. Okay, the Drake sisters. Let me just. Magic in the wind. Sarah's come home ever since Damon Wild just saw refuge in SEAHAVEN. He's heard the breathless rumor past the lips of every local in the sleepy coastal town, and even the wind seems to whisper her name. But Damon is not emerged alone. Two men have tracked him to SEAHAVEN, and in the shadows of the Drake house where Sarah hides her own secrets, and danger as well as desire more urgent than either has ever known is just a whisper away. Twilight Before Christmas. Best-selling novelist Kate Drake is one of 7 sisters gifted with amazing powers of witchcraft. Returning home from her Northern California's town annual Christmas pageant, Kate decides to open a bookstore in a charming, run-down historic mill, decorated former U.S. Army Ranger Matt Granite, now a local contractor, doesn't mind working in the undeniable eerie house. At night, it means getting closer to Kate, but when an earthquake cracks the mill's foundation, Kate senses that a centuries-old evil has been unleashed. Oceans of Fire. As the Drake is the third daughter in a magical bloodline, Abigail Drake is born with a mystical affinity for water, possessed particularly strong bond with dolphins. She spent her entire life studying them, learning from them, and swimming among them in the waters of her hometown of SEAHAVEN. Until today, Abby witnessed a cold-blooded murder on the shore and found herself fleeing for her life right into the arms of Alexandra. Oh. Dangerous Tides, Tyson and Libby. Dr. Libby Drake is sensible and practical to her more adventurous sisters. She's always been the good girl, certainly not the kind to attract the attention of genius type Derek, until a tragic accident leaves the handsome biochemist at her mercy. Acting on her uncanny ability to heal, she stirs a reawakening time, his long-suppressed desires for the woman who saved his life. But he's not the only man with designs on Libby Drake. Her miraculous selfless power has also captured the attention of a dangerous admirer. Safe Harbor. Born of Stars. If watching FEEHAN's 2 protagonists pick up with the quest of multiple books, it's finally time for Hannah Drake and Jonas to get the romantic comeuppance. Shot while witnessing a Russian mob hit, Sheriff Jonas figures he may have only gone too far. The Jonas is able to defeat his attackers, it is up to the supermodel Hannah to remotely save his life, calling upon the awesome power of women. Since childhood, Hannah and Jonas have fought, Attraction is always evident. When Hannah is visually attacked and left close to death, it's up to Lila to keep her alive while her sisters assemble. Turbulent sea. 4.5 stars. After book, the suspense has been building to the fire with promise by the dangerous pairing of potential lovers Jolie and Lila. The Drake sisters now have finally always been about family loyalty and trust. Things that this damage hero has never experienced. While singing in the all-mega star Jolie Drake has ever wanted to do, the touring is up to today. Things have gotten especially dicey now that Jolie and the band have picked up stock. Jolie realizes that a teenage grocery store and an aftermath party has disappeared, and Christian's place are in danger. Although he realizes her emotionally, Jolie realizes soon that the Russian bodyguard ALOT will use all supernatural to protect her. The price, however, may be high. We'll see what happens. And hidden currents. For the culmination of the Drake Sisters books, FEEHAN delivers a wrenching and turbulent story that explores the aftermath of torture. It got 4.5 stars there. An undercover operation was probably born in the 7th Drake Sister Ellie is taken prisoner by Stavros, a megalomaniac psychic who found a way to electronically block psychopaths. SEAHAVEN Deputy Sheriff Jackson Devereaux helps to rescue Ellie, with whom he has a telepathic link. Does that sound like Carpathians or what? So that's the end of the Drake sisters. Okay, let's do it. Hey, right over. Okay, Twinkie. Um, Fantasy is book one. It's Brant and Maggie. Beautiful natural dreams come true to live the feral jungle creatures, but an untamed, irresistible force of another forces her to explore her wild side. Wild Rain, Book 2, Rio and Rachel. What has she done with the new identity, stage death, and the chance to flee the treachery that stalks her? Rachel has escaped from a faceless assassin. Now thousands of miles from home, under the lush canopy of the rainforest, she's found sanctuary. And who can she trust? Wild Dream World. Read by capricious parents for innate weapon-shifting abilities, billionaire Jack Coney has spent his life in an emotional vacuum, especially after a tragic twist of fate left him to raise his infant son alone. When his path crosses with the enigmatic young woman, Jake's life takes a detour he never followed them. There's something irresistible about Ember Reynolds, something Jake can't live without. Hiring her as his own son's nanny will keep her close. And this one has a review. So just take a quick look at it. I give 4.5 stars. The home inflicted by Twitter's childhood makes superstar FEEHAN's latest hero emotionally damaged in the extreme. Building layered characters and what if FEEHAN's major skills in both the protagonists come alive in a story that speaks out on a number of years. We can expect danger and excitement punctuated by sparkling passion. Wildfire. Uh, 4 stars. Hatred and love highlight FEEHAN's latest people shell. As all FEEHAN novels, there's plenty of high stakes action and gut-wrenching emotion. An assignment first brought leadership to Connor Vega and a special ops team in contact with Isabel Chandler. When Isabel's adopted father is killed during the raid, she believes Connor betrayed her. Knowing that Isabel's destined mate, Connor is haunted by her hatred. However, when evil smuggler Imelda Carter takes children hostage in the Panama rainforest, Isabel requests help from Connor's team. Savage nature. 4.5 stars. The leopards are back in FEEHAN's latest. Fans will be delighted that this book picks up the story of the wounded shifted Drake Donovan as murder machine invade Louis and Santa Fe. FEEHAN pours on the eerie in this tale of blood and family feuds. Having been raised on the bayou, Tanya, having been raised as having no secrets, speech and fact, her older brothers are all left shapeshifters, which means that Sarah discovers their body apparently done in by a leopard bite. She's worried. Rather than go to police, she contacts landowner Jake, who sends in Drake Donovan to investigate. Right after that, Jake realizes two things. There's something dangerous going on, and his leopard recognizes Sarah as the mate. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And leopard's prey. 4.5 stars. It's back to the bay where FEEHAN delivers another tale of murder and machine intense fashion. Again, amongst the leopard clan. This time it's 16 arrogant cop Remy Pardo's turn to get his comeuppance. 4 years ago, a serial killer left the trail of bodies only to disappear without a trace. Now it appears the killer is back once again and making sacrificial killing. Someone else has also returned to New Orleans. Bijou, the daughter of legendary deceased rock star. Bijou has become a famous jazz singer in her own right and now wants to open a club. No longer a little girl, Bijou steals Remy's left like no other. See what happens. And the last one for the review, Cat Slayer. Oh, Wildcat. Wildcat. Wait a minute. Cat Slayer is first. So, Kevin White has finally escaped the past and the man who is the source of her nightmares. She's off the grid, underground, but watchful and creating a new life for herself in Texas. Far from the torrid dangers of a native New Orleans, she's safe. You'll never find her in this time. Cat has to believe that. Yet she can't escape the attention of Ridley Cromwell, the instructor at the martial arts studio where she takes her lessons. The animal Ridley calls her. And Wildcat. FEEHAN's new offering heads back to the hazardous world shapeshifting leopards, where loyalties and crime families make it a dangerous company. SEAHAVEN is Antonio's life under her grandfather's care has been both sheltered and distant. Following his parents' death, SEAHAVEN spent most of her time at boarding school, but now her grandfather is talking about marriage and babies and asks SEAHAVEN to deliver a case of wine to his friend Elijah. Seeing Elijah years ago, SEAHAVEN has always found him attractive, but she doesn't understand the strange feelings her body has when she's around him. It's calling. Alright. Leopard's Fury. With her own great green San Antonio willing to greet his male life far from the beautiful lair she was born into. All too aware of a leopard shift blood, she's never felt the wild animal stir itself work until Lorenzo walks into the bakery. Leopard's Blood. Though she was born into a leopard slayer by Joshua Trina's fighting school honed in the range of Borneo. Sleek and deadly, he's the perfect man to take over constant back home in Louisiana's lush swamplands. She's a woman who can create beauty out of thin air, out of the ruins of her own life. Can they be mates? Leopard's Fury, Leopard's Blood, Leopard's Run. Tomorrow, shifted with these skills and the need to protect his family. Since actually the petite blonde barista hired at sister-in-law's bakery is hiding something. She might be an enemy or she might be his mate. Leopard's Wrath. Born into a world of crime, Nita has had a hard life, and his leopard has developed feral beasts to protect him. But in a chance encounter with Anya, instantly claims the predator inside of him. Leopard's Rage. Leopard shifts his events and more has an anger inside of him that burns so hard it's impossible to control. His barely loose rage until he meets the woman who soothes his restless soul. Savannah still wants Fleming Carter with every breath. He's determined that fiery woman will be his. And left her scar. The moment Mitty sees Katie, she knows he's a little bit shapeshifted for her. But check it out. Okay, a new series to me. The Torpedo Inc. The series follows members of the Torpedo Inc. motorcycle club who are survivors of brutal Russian training, forcibly for assassins. These men and women have banded together to form a family and seek redemption while taking down dangerous criminals. Judgment Road. As the enforcer of Torpedo Inc.'s motorcycle club rebellious from riding and fighting, he's a stone-cold killer who turns his wrath on those who deserve. Feelings of weakness he can't afford until a gorgeous bartender gets under his skin. Near SEAHAVEN, the small town of Casper has given Anya Rafferty a new lease on life, and she's desperate to hold on to her job at the biker bar. Vengeance Road. Gracie Simmons was born out of a ruthless motorcycle club, and now that she's out, she's never going to be that girl again. But when her past catches up with her, Gracie must go to SEAHAVEN to seek out the man who almost destroyed her. As vice president of Torpedo Inc., Steele is riding by for his brothers. He lives through hell with. He never thought he'd have to find something as pure as his feelings for Breezy. Vendetta Road. Isaac Ice Covell is on a club mission when he sees a woman who stops and dead in his tracks. Salil is a sweet, sexy girl next door type. She's an innocent who should be nowhere near the rough and ready world of the Torpedo Inc. motorcycle club. But Ice knows Salil belongs to him. Desolation Road. Torpedo Inc. is Alexei Absinthe's whole life. The members are his brothers, his family, his everything. But that doesn't stop him from wanting something that belongs only to him. For the past 6 weeks, Scarlett Foley has been fascinating about the handsome tattooed man whose eyes follow her every move. Reckless Road. Gideon is one of Torpedo Inc.'s motorcycle club roughest members, but he's also the calmest, little rattles player. Except for his times, his gets the better of him. When that happens, he just has to lie down in the dark and hope for the best. Zaya is a striking East Torpedo who seduces him with every word and move. Recovery Road. Wait a minute. Savage comes first. When 7 packets cycle to Bros meet, their contention was instant. Their attraction undeniable. Their relationship has been full force since day one. Even though months have passed, passion and love between them has only increased. Savage really owns what he is, a sadist in the bedroom who can get off on his partner's pain. Uh-oh. Recovery Road. Kara Master fearlessly doesn't care whether he lives or dies. He's a burnt out shell with no one and nothing but his club. But whatever Torpedo needs, his master will put himself in harm's way every time. Investment banking Amara Moore knows her mind, and she's not willing to settle for anyone. But would she settle for him? Okay, I only have a couple of these. There's 8 in the series, and I have 5 of the series. The first one, I thought I had more. I'm also positive I had this one. I can't remember it. The first one is Shadow Rider. This series revolves around the powerful, wealthy Farrell family in Chicago who possesses the unique ability to manipulate shadows and travel through them. These abilities allow them to administer their own form of justice against criminals the law can't touch. So the first one is Shadow Rider, 4 stars. Fans are in for a treat with this brand new series that explores the magical crime family based in Chicago. The Farrell family has inherited the ability to utilize portals and manipulate shadows, allowing them to run both both legitimate and illegitimate businesses. Not only does this have FEEHAN's patented intense characterization and a kickbutt action, but also a fascinating family dynamic. Certain areas of Chicago are part of the Farrell family's territory, and everyone, criminals included, know better than to mess with their holdings. Francis Capello is running from a dangerous past and hoping to stay hidden, which she doesn't expect to come to the attention of Stefano Farrell, the head of the famous family. The minute Stefano sees Francesca, he realizes that she has the shadow gift and therefore could give him immediate and much-needed heirs. See what happens. Two, the shadow week I'm missing, and I didn't know it until I sat down here to do this, so I don't have a summary on it. But it's Rico and Mary's book, and just to do. Juliana, played by Rico Farrell, knows no other life being a shadow writer is his life, but still haunting desperation stemming from the secrets of his dark past. Just when Rico has given up hope, he meets her, a mysterious woman whose shadow connects with his, and she's from SEAHAVEN. Shadow Keeper is the one I'm missing. Giovanni and Sasha. And then Shadow Warrior is Vision Graces. Victorio is a man whose family loyalty knows no bad. He would die for the siblings and the people they love, but we really wants to start a family of own. Grace Murphy has always been drawn to Vito, or at least to the billionaire public bad boy persona. Now she's under his protection and the sole focus of his intense caring. I don't have a enough. Shadow Flight. Nicole Gomez was turned from a teenager when Giovanni Farrell and his brother saved her life. Since then, she's modeled herself into a survivor under the protective advice of the Farrell family. She's also fallen hopelessly in love with a man who knows her darkest secrets. And Shadow Storm. As the youngest member of the Farrell family, Emmanuel has watched her brother find happiness while her own heart has been shattered. For 2 years, she stayed away from Valentino until she learns she's been shot during a hostile family takeover. Female to the rescue. And Shadow Fire. Shadow Riders. Ellie Arbachelet has many things. Dominating, brash, loyal, but most of all fast. And there's nothing faster than choosing to marry a woman you've never met. Ellie knows who he is, a privileged member of the Archibald family, a skilled writer and a fighter, a man who's always had things easy for all the wrong reasons. So that's it. Oh, I did miss 2 earlier, just for the other series. Annihilation Road and Savage Road. There are a couple of standalones over there. I just left them. Oh, and this is a standalone too, I think. I don't know. I haven't read On the River. Victoria Montroso isn't your typical gambler. She prefers to stay under the radar, using her poker abilities to support her family and her community. Zell's Vinci jobs constantly put someone to harm's way, working undercover and disappearing for months at a time. And they have sex in an elevator. But anyway, that is your Karen Christine FEEHAN reading list. I hope that helps you. I hope you watch this video. I hope you like and subscribe. I hope you watch Flashback Mondays. I hope you watch Star Trek Next Generation. I hope you also watch If Then. I did an If Then on Black authors and If Then on Native American. I did it on Scotland Yard. I did vampires. I did witches. I did all these different series. So if you could please check those out. And I've got to go finish stacking the books on my bookshelf. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.